Chelsea Football Club could be getting a ban for Nicholas Jackson after his slap on the Nottingham Forest player. Furthermore, Chelsea get another fine from the FA for 6 or more yellow cards. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Levi Colwill, and we're going to talk about what Robert Sanchez said about his teammates and what they need to do, because some of them are getting suspended for no reason, and I totally agree with him. And finally, we need to address this meltdown, because the meltdown from Chelsea fans makes me believe that they're not realistic on where we are. They're very, very drastic in the way they feel about the club. 1 minute we're amazing, next minute we're not. And all of a sudden, we're not in a title race. When were we ever in a title race? In the comments below, let me know if you actually believe Chelsea were in a title race. So, before we get started, as soon as you walk into their house, what do? You go and wash your hands. It's the first thing you should be doing. The minute you come into the Kavkas View, you need to hit that like button, because it's the best way you could support the channel. Do it now, because you will forget. Let's aim for 1,000 likes. And guys, we're like 60 people away from 37,000. So if you're new and you can do me that favor, I want to get to 37,000 subscribers, and I want to carry on building this great community that I have here. So I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's get started. So Chelsea Football Club dropped points against Nottingham Forest, and you know what? The meltdown was massive. However, it's coming out that Nicholas Jackson got himself a little bit rallied up. I didn't see this at the time. I saw that Nicholas Jackson was getting into a little scrap, then he got subbed off. However, when the whole incident with Cucurella, where he was running with, I think it was Nico Williams, and he pushed him and he went flying into Enzo Maresca, and Enzo Maresca tumbled. It looked like one of those, you know, videos where it's like a bowling pin, he went flying. A lot of things kicked off. Levi Colwill grips up the player. Next thing you know, there's a whole melee. Well, during that melee, what ended up happening was Nicholas Jackson, who was subbed off already, came onto the pitch and slapped somebody called Morata, I think his name is. And this slap was absolutely what I'm going to ask is, how on earth did VAR miss this first? Because VAR is there to analyze the situation. What I think happened is they were trying to just move on with the game as quick as possible. They didn't analyze the whole scuffle. So the players that got booked in that situation got their yellow cards left, right and centre. Cucurella, I think Colwill and Nico Williams. And the game just moved on. And for me, it makes sense. However, Nazir Cancella's coming out and saying now that there might be retrospective action taken on Nicholas Jackson for the slap. Now I need to talk about this situation. Nicholas Jackson needs to get himself under control, man. Nicholas Jackson, on 2 occasions, you saw Wesley Fofana trying to pull him away after, I think it was the free kick that we gave away where Noni Madueke handballed it, because I don't know how it was a handball. On what planet that's a handball, I don't know. Like, what's he meant to do with his arms in that situation? However, Nicholas Jackson was trying to delay their free kick. The players pushed him. He was getting angry. You see Fofana trying to pull him away. Cole Palmer trying to pull him away. And Levi Colwill trying to pull him away. And he's just not having it. He's very, very easily aggravated. He's ready to go and be someone. He's very much, if he believes he hasn't done anything wrong, he's going to stand there and fight his corner. The reality is he's very easy to wind up. So the fact that he slapped somebody tells me he might be in big trouble. He might be in big trouble, and a suspension might be coming his way. Furthermore, another thing we need to talk about. We are lacking in huge discipline in this team. And the reason I say we're lacking in discipline in this team is, how did we concede the goal? It was one of those stupid fouls that I always complain about, right? It's fouls that we're not meant to give away. They're meaningless, and we just put ourselves under pressure. However, I don't mind sometimes when those things happen, because it's just a learning curve. What I don't see happening is Levi Colwill learning from past mistakes. Against Tottenham last year, when in the game that we won 4-1, Levi Colwill got into a little scrap, gripped someone up, grabbed them by the scruff of their neck. He got away with that one on that occasion. Against Wrexham, I think it was against McLean, he done the same thing in a pre-season friendly because the challenge was a little bit high. This time again against Nico Williams. He needs to learn you can't do that. A lot of people cooked me. A lot of people said, Alex, he's showing a little bit of alpha male. He's showing a little bit of passion for his team. Guys, there's different ways to show passion for your team. You don't have to put hands on somebody. Go and win the game. The way that you absolutely demoralize the other team is by winning the game. You're wasting time. Forest were looking for any excuse to delay the game, to disrupt the game, to break the momentum of the game. And Levi Colwill gave him that opportunity. Nicholas Jackson gave him that opportunity. I know a lot of us like the whole hustle and bustle and the passion merchant thing. We do. There's nothing more better than it. You know, he gets it. He's one of us. He's doing it for the badge. You gotta love that. However, what I love more is winning. I really do. And I don't want our players getting suspended. And why am I talking about this? Because he picked up a stupid yellow. And who else picked up a yellow? Fofana's picked up a yellow. Cucurella picked up a yellow. And guess what happens now? Cucurella and Wesley Fofana are missing for the game against Liverpool. Now we're not going to be playing against Liverpool, and it's going to be Tosin and Renato Vega. Great. Right, we're going to have our second choice left back, and we're going to have our third choice centre half, rather than having our two starters. And this is a problem, and I'm not the only one that said it. Robert Sanchez said it. Robert Sanchez has come out and actively, literally communicated this point to us. He said, at this moment in time, like, yeah, we were unlucky to pick up the bookings. However, we need to stop talking to the referees all the time. And he's right. He's absolutely spot on. He also went on to say that he has confidence in his teammates and that the players coming in are good, so there's nothing to worry about. However, he is spot on. We need to stop arguing with referees as much as we do. We're one of the worst teams in the league for getting booked for dissent. We need to focus on the game. Stop getting distracted. That's my personal opinion. I don't know about you guys. Do you think I'm overreacting? Personally, I just want us to focus more on the things we can control rather than the things we can't control. The referees, we can't control their performances. So it's just white noise. It's just a waste of time. Now we need to be very objective and realistic, because I think there's a segment of this fan base that started to drink the Kool-Aid, started to drink the newspaper's juice. They started to drink the medias, you know, the hype machines that like to build us up only to slam us down. At the start of the season, what did I tell everyone when they told me we're going to finish 8th and 9th? I said we're going to finish in the top 4. My outlandish objective is we're going to finish 3rd. We're going to overtake Liverpool. Liverpool have started the season like a house on fire. We're only 4 points behind them. Who knows how their season's going to go? However, what I also said is this team is not ready to compete for any title, because I don't believe we have the goalkeeper, nor do we have the firepower at this moment in time in that number 9 position. People said, let's get Victor Osimhen. That's a different conversation for a different day. Why am I saying this? Because people started having a meltdown that if you drop points against Crystal Palace at home and Nottingham Forest, you're never going to win the league. We're not meant to win the league this year. It's not realistic. We're always going to drop points in games that we don't see coming. However, we need to be objective and realistic in how the season has gone so far. Now let's look at it this way. Let's look at it on an overall basis. We're sitting in 4th place. We have got 16 points. No, we've got 14 points, we've scored 16 goals, and we've got 8 goals against us. I think that's a decent return, right? In comparison to Poch's first 7 games last year, we were 11th place going into this international break. We had 8 points, we scored 7 goals. At this moment in time, we've seen 9 more goals than we did at this stage last year. And also, last year, Poch conceded 6 rather than the 8 that we've conceded this year. So there's a little bit of a gap there. However, we have 6 more points. Phenomenal. Then we need to look at the predictive numbers, right? The numbers that are suggesting whether what we're actually getting represent what we have got. Well, first of all, our expected goals is meant to be around about 15.3. We scored 16. We have the 2nd best attack in the league. Actually, we're expected to be around about 4. So we're overachieving what we're meant to do, and we're in the top 4 for goals scored and goals expected to be scored. Second of all, goals conceded. We should have conceded 9.23 goals at this moment in time based on the statistics. We've conceded 8. That means Sanchez has outperformed the goals he was meant to concede. Great. Well done, Robert Sanchez. Bravo. I'm going to give you a round of applause. That stupid mistake against Brighton has now been cleared because you done really well yesterday and you done well in another game against Wolves. So now you're back on square. If anything, you're above it. We're meant to be 7th on expected goals conceded. We have the 6th best defense based on statistics. So technically, if we're sitting 4th, we're expected to be 4th. We're having a good season. This is a good season. People will say, you know what? You've dropped your standards, Alex. Standards are meant to be realistic. It's unrealistic for me to sit here and say we're going to go win the league. We do not have the capabilities nor the facilities at this moment in time with this squad to go and win this league. We do not have the consistency to do it. Consistency comes from regular outstanding performances, regular picking up of points when you don't play well. If we won yesterday and went into the season 2 points behind Liverpool, people would have said, you know what, maybe we're in a title race. And I still would have said, let's hold off for a little bit. We've got 4 games coming up. That's going to tell us a lot more about our upcoming season. We need to stop being so reactionary. I understand we're upset because the eye test tells me we've played very well. On another day, we win yesterday. This is like the Crystal Palace game. The performance wasn't as bad as people want to make it out to be. But because we didn't win, people will remember it as a bad day at the office. Whereas, alternatively, Bournemouth was a shocking performance in my opinion. We got 3 points. People raved about it. I don't like it as much as you do, but I'm going to be objective. It's the international break, so go and watch the review from yesterday's game. Let me know your thoughts. It was straight after the game. A lot of you missed it. I don't know why. So go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.